What's up YouTube, this is Dragon and this is another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. So let's get to the battle at hand. Now you may see these Pokemon and say, hey Dragon, how come there's some Uber Pokemon here? Well, the battle spot is down for the rated battles, so I decided to go into the free battle section, and like I expected, I'm seeing some Uber Pokemon. So in a nutshell, this is kind of like an Uber's fight, and I don't really mind it at all. So I'm gonna start off with my Talonflame, and seeing that my opponent is with this Pokemon first, kind of makes me think I should have just had Ferrothorn to begin with. I was actually thinking about just having Blissey and Gliscor, but I wanted to have a little bit more like competition per se. So let's see. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go for the Swords Dance, and hopefully Talonflame can live one attack from this Pokemon. Actually, my real hope is that I can OHKO it with one Acrobatics. So, can Talonflame live one Oblivion Wing? Yes, it can. It certainly can. And that's going to enable me to get you know what, that could be min-max, so I probably don't really want to mess with that. So I'm gonna go for the Acrobatics and just call it a day right now. I don't really play that game. Okay, so my opponent sees me doing the Swords Dance. So hey, well, it's your move. So can that, yeah, it can live. It can live a +2 Acrobatics. Okay, that's pretty strong. And Talonflame lives with 2 health. That is perfect. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go for the Acrobatics. Actually, now I'm gonna go for the Acrobatics again, because even if he does go into his, let's see, my opponent does have the Ferrothorn, so the Ferrothorn is going to take a +2 Acrobatics. I have a feeling my opponent might switch anyway, though. Yeah, it's taking a long time. Like, if this was Showdown right now, seeing that my opponent is taking so long, I would cancel the move and then just, like, switch it to Brave Bird or something. I mean, it's a Flare Blitz. Because, you know, why not? Okay. Ah, he lets me get the Acrobatics. That's cool. So, I made the right choice. And now I have a 2 health Talonflame standing here nicely, about to put in some work. Okay, let's see what my opponent's next Pokemon is going to be. Alright. You know, my opponent might have a Talonflame of his own. Then again, he also might have a Mega Kangaskhan. If my opponent does have the Mega Kangaskhan, then I'm going to switch into... oh, it's his Talonflame. Okay. Well, this is an Adamant Talonflame, so I guess it's going to be that type of battle. But hopefully my opponent is either Adamant himself and we get the speed tie, or he's just like something else. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping for too much here in the long run of things. But I'm going to go for the Acrobatics. Hopefully I can... Yep, I get it. I get it. Acrobatics is going to take out that Talonflame, and that is a KO. Complete annihilation. Okay, let's see. He only has 1 Pokemon left, so... oh, wow. It's, wow, you know, I know what this Pokemon is. I just don't know what its name is. But yeah, this Pokemon is a beast. Nonetheless, I'm going to go for some Acrobatics again, because +2 Acrobatics is something serious and not to be messed with. And that's gonna KO this dragon like it's nothing. See, you see guys, Ubers can be pretty predictable. And, you know, playing around it, it's not really that hard because the Pokemon kind of have like a set standard for what they're going to do. So even if you have a Mega Kangaskhan on your team, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And with that, I'm gonna see if I can get another battle. I like doing the rated battles because they are a bit harder. You may think, oh, you know, free battles, a lot of people are going to go in there with Ubers and it's going to be kind of hard or something like that, but it's really not. Because a lot of people who go to the free battle section with their Ubers, more often than not, they're not really that experienced just by like a probabilistic sense. Not saying that like that is how it is, but it's just something that you tend to see when you get more experience. You get to see like the people who like to use the Ubers in the sense of a non-competitive spirit. You see that they tend to have less skill because, I mean, it's like when you begin Pokemon at first, you know, you bring Mewtwo and Xerneas and all those other Pokemon to battle. So it's just like, that's just how it is, man. You know? And the free battles, my face froze. I caught it just in time. Alright. So, yeah. Let's see what my opponent does here. And, alright. Looking pretty interesting. So, am I going to choose a Talonflame first again? With these Pokemon, definitely going to have the Talonflame for that Superior. And also that other Talonflame. I'm going to need Ferrothorn for the Mega Kangaskhan possibility. And I'm going to have, let's see. I'm gonna have my Gliscor come out first. And my Talonflame, let's see, Gliscor, Talonflame, and Ferrothorn. No, but then there's a Zapdos in the mix, so I can't necessarily do that. Man, this is gonna be a bit of a problem. If I could only choose 4 Pokemon. But let's see. Gotta make a choice fast. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to send out, let's see, I'm gonna send out Ferrothorn first. I'm gonna have my Ferrothorn in place of my Gliscor. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'll have Blissey. Wait, draw. And Ferrothorn. There we go. Yeah. So, let me print the screen. Did it just in time. Okay, that was a close call. Alright, yeah, looks like my opponent is kind of in that situation of, yeah, not knowing who to pick as well. So, if my opponent does have the Mega Kangaskhan, then it's going to have to deal with my Ferrothorn. And that's going to be a problem for my opponent. And I do have the Stealth Rock, so that is a thing. So I'm going to choose Blissey first. Just in case he... Oh, okay, so he goes for the Landorus first. So that's going to be cool. Alright, he got the Intimidate. So let's see. What would be the best choice given this situation? My opponent might just go straight for the Earthquake. And that's not going to do much to Blissey, because Blissey can take whatever. So maybe even the Landorus might go for the U-turn. So I'm going to go for the Toxic. Because, I mean, I just hope that it doesn't like go for knockoff first. Oh, Rock Tomb. Well, that's definitely not going to do anything to it. Blissey's going to eat that up for breakfast. And I'm going to be able to get that Toxic off. There it is. The Toxic on the Landorus. That is a key play right there. So, Landorus Earthquakes. You know, the thing is, most Landorus that I see aren't max attack. They're very defensive, especially in the OU bracket. But you know what? I'm going to go for a Toxic again, predicting a possible switch. Okay, he goes for the Earthquake. So see, I have 308 health. And, yeah. Landorus is already poisoned. Let's see, 308, that's 150. Yeah, I should have used Soft Boiled again. That would have definitely been a better play. But I do have the I do have the Talonflame, and let's see, that wouldn't make sense what I'm thinking about. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a bit of a risky play, and I'm going to go into the Talonflame. And then I'm going to go into my Ferrothorn and take the Earthquake. I mean, and take the Rock Tomb. Oh, he lays out Stealth Rocks. Okay. Alright. So my opponent definitely was thinking ahead. Okay, but now judging from that attack, that's definitely not a max defense Landorus, but I don't think, nah. Talonflame is not going to be able to live a Rock Tomb. That's not going to happen. And I need my Talonflame as a defense for the superior. So, let's see. Yeah, I should have just used Soft Boiled, and that would have been more safer play. Toxic was kind of going for the goal. I should have went for the Soft Boiled instead. Now I know my opponent is most likely not going to go straight for the Earthquake. And I'm going to go into my Ferrothorn right here. And he goes for the Rot Tomb. Okay. If anything, that makes my Ferrothorn even slower, which is nice, because then I'll have an even stronger Gyro Ball. And now from here, I'm going to go and lay out my rocks, because a lot of his Pokemon seem to be weak to Stealth Rocks. Hopefully he's still... Okay, he goes for the Rot Tomb again. I don't know why he didn't go for the Earthquake. Doesn't really make any sense. But that's going to allow me to get a free layer of Stealth Rocks out. And that's real nice. Alright. So now Landorus is at that point right there where he only has a little bit of health. And I'm just going to go for the Protect. Because why not? Okay. And now Landorus is going to go down. And I don't have to take the brunt of that Earthquake. Really don't know why he went for the Rot Tomb again. That's kind of weird. You know, I mean, you can't slow down a Ferrothorn any slower than, you know, dirt. Like, Ferrothorn's speed is almost 0. Like, for real. Especially after you take out the IVs and speed and everything else like I did. So it's like, man. Okay, so he sent out Mega Kangaskhan. Don't really know what my opponent has planned now, but there isn't really much Kangaskhan could do to me that would be, you know, I'm going to go for the Gyro Ball. He could be substitute. I'm not playing those games. I'm going to go straight for the Gyro Ball because that's going to do tons of damage. And on top of that, I do have the, let's see, the Rocky Helmet, and I have the Acrobatics. So the Acrobatics is going to be faster regardless. I told you, he went for the substitute. He went for the substitute. And that's exactly why I went for Gyro Ball. That was very suspicious. Why would somebody bring out a Kangaskhan at a time like this? It just did not add up. It didn't add up. I had a feeling substitute was coming. That's why I went straight for the Gyro Ball. Oh my god. So with that, I'm definitely going to go for the Gyro Ball again because I am not playing those games. So he goes for the Earthquake. And that's not going to do much to Ferrothorn at all whatsoever. Ferrothorn is going to eat that up for breakfast. And the Gyro Ball doing tons of damage on that Mega Kangaskhan. And with that, I'm going to go for the Leech Seed. Because the Leech Seed is going to give me just a little bit of health. And that's going to be nice. And heck, my opponent just might happen to switch. You never know. Oh, like I said, he might just happen to switch. So, I now will be able to Leech Seed the Zapdos, and that is really nice. Okay, now the Leech Seed, there we go. Just in case my opponent switched, and I'd also get a little bit of health back. So Leech Seed was the best play in this situation. Now, oh my gosh, I am almost certain beyond a shadow of a doubt that the Heat Wave is coming. So... you know what? I could just go straight into Blissey in this situation because why not? Let's see. It was the Zapdos. The Landorus is practically dead, especially upon arrival. Yeah, actually the Landorus is gone. So, yeah, and then I have the Talonflame. You know what? I'm not even worried about it. I'm just gonna go for the Gyro Ball because even if he does kill my Ferrothorn, you know, like, I don't want my Blissey getting paralyzed or something crit, you know, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to go for the Gyro Ball just to do a little bit more damage. And he goes for the Heat Wave, you know, I saw it coming, but not really much You know what? In hindsight, maybe I should have just went into Blissey, because now this Pokemon here can use Toxic on me and put me in that weird position that I don't want to be in. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, as you can see here, this is why I didn't want to see, like, I don't think I could have taken a Thunderbolt from here. So it was best for me to do what I did. And he goes for the Heat Wave. He might even be Choice Specs. Let's see, depends on how much damage it does to Blissey. And I get a burn, folks. See, my Blissey would have been dead and I would have lost the game. Wait, would I have lost the game? No, well, maybe, because my Talonflame, and I don't know. It's too much probability, and you know, it's not even necessary. I don't have to deal with it. But you know, I have a burned Blissey, you know, but at least my Blissey is still alive. And Blissey is key to me winning this battle. So I'm gonna go for the Toxic, because if he does happen to switch into the Mega Kangaskhan, then the Mega Kangaskhan will still get Toxic, and I have Stealth Rocks out, so you know, there it is. And I think the Stealth Rocks might be enough to kill. No, as long as I don't miss this Toxic, and there we go. That's going to be the end of the Mega Kangaskhan, and that's no problem right there. And I get a 6% heal. That's 12% taken from the burn, 6% healing from the leftovers, so like minus 6%. Actually, yeah, I don't get a heal, but nonetheless, that Mega Kangaskhan is dead, and now he is forced to go into his Zapdos. And I have a strong feeling that this Zapdos has got to be, it's got to be Specs, because it's either Specs or Scarfed. I won't necessarily say it was like Specs or anything. Didn't necessarily feel Specs, but I can just go for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Seismic Toss, because why not? Okay, so he goes for the T-Bolt, and Seismic Toss should be able to get rid of the Zapdos right here. And that's the game. Yeah, this was a really good team. I'm really happy that I was able to predict that that substitute. That substitute was a key play. You don't really see many Mega Kangaskhan's carrying substitute, but it was beyond suspicious seeing my opponent just send out a Mega Kangaskhan like that. Who does that? Who does that on a Ferrothorn? Ferrothorn is the battle spot tier counter for that particular Pokemon. So man, good plays by my opponent. Definitely some good plays, and definitely a good battle. And as you know, I am very happy that you enjoyed this battle, and there will be many more battles like this in the future. Well, see you later, and take care.